Hey, howdy. I'm back. Doing some more Yumatuki. It's business as usual. I don't really know where I want to go today. I think I'm just gonna pick a random direction to go again. You know what? I just had a thought. Ooh. You sound different. The wonders of wine, I guess. I don't know why that specifically was different. But screw it, let's do Lavender Waters. But yeah, it's been fun recently. Fun and also a little bit stressful. Just because I'm doing adult things. I'm like doing doctor's appointments, doing therapy, going to work in the morning. It's fairly standard stuff. Except maybe the therapy, but like more people should be going to therapy, so it's only non-standard because of the stigma applied to therapy that is like slowly waning over time. But sometimes it doesn't just help to talk with people. But yeah, things have been good on my end. I've been writing lots of funny Python code, lots of cool little projects. I'm genuinely considering the next time I do a write-up on Tumblr, I might just go into detail about how to use Python for like automation tasks and stuff like that. I feel like that could be really fun. Really fun, and also like it's something that A is very helpful, and B, a lot of people have been neglecting recently because like, oh, I can just use an AI agent. What's the problem? I don't know if I ever looked. I never looked like out in this direction before. That is really, really nice. F7 is screenshot, I think? One sec. Let me make sure that I'm actually taking a screenshot properly. Okay, yeah, it is F7. Perfect. But there is a lost art to um, having the computer do stuff for you, and by that I mean coding it beforehand to do stuff for you, so that you don't have to bust your butt. Wee. And if it ever sounds like I'm looking away from the computer, that's because I am. I have my work computer going in the background, and I've set up an automatic script to pull from the company portal because I told my boss like, yeah, I'm gonna tool around with that and see what happens, and it's working kind of. The one thing that I didn't realize was that uh, maybe I should have seen this coming, but because I was using the like raw X and Y values to get coordinates on the screen, when I'm doing this from my regular laptop, when I'm doing this from my laptop and not from an external monitor, all of the coordinates are different, so I had to redefine everything, and like I'm glancing back every once in a while to make sure that everything is still working, because I built in. It now also gets like information about like on the line of like the people that are working on this specific client, and it's like I need to make sure that it's actually pulling this information correctly. But I can just have that run in the background. It seems to be going pretty well, and if it stops, I'll let you know. But so far, so good. But it's weird. I don't know why I put on the bike. I'm about to go to Nocturnal Grove. I don't know quite how to put this into words, but it almost feels like there's a laziness epidemic in recent times, but not in the traditional sense. I love those little shooting stars up there. Little spinning things that I would be willing to bet money that those are based on the spinning heads from Yume Nikki from there's a Mars event that I never ended up seeing because Mars is kind of a pain to get to. But I think it's after you get out of the spaceship. There's the spaceship that has Seka Masada in it, and you crash the spaceship, and then you keep walking, and there's a little area. Hello, Thunder. There's a little area with floating heads. I forget exactly how you trigger it. It might trigger all the time. It might be only if you have a specific effect equipped. But that is what that makes me think of. Anyway. Something that I've noticed is there's almost a sort of learned helplessness with technology and a sort of, like, apathy towards learning how to do things that you don't normally do in terms of tech stuff. And this is something that's been killing me, especially talking with my coworkers, because my coworkers are brilliant. They are really, really smart people, and a lot of them know way more about Excel and about the insurance industry and about like so many things. They know so much more than I do. But there just reaches a point with technology where they just completely shut off. There's just a moment where they go, no, I'm not qualified for this. And then the next words out of their mouth will either be, oh, I can talk to this person to do it, or I can have AI do it. And it's like, you can solve the problem. Like, I have faith in you. You don't have to rely on other people or other software. You can just do it. Hey, got it. I think it's about to start storming, but as long as the power doesn't get knocked out, I see no issues with this. We've been needing some rain. It's been hot as hell this summer. I'm happy I'm not European, because apparently it has been pretty aggressively bad up there this season. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of rain. Oh yeah, I hear it. I mean, I do love the rain. And we do need it, and also, lest we end up like Europe, that's just getting tons and tons of super hot days in places of the world that do not have regular air conditioning. Like that is so much worse than us just being kind of hot and not getting rain recently. Though it will be. I hope my little guy is okay. Right outside the front door, there's a spider sitting there, and it's not a Juro spider, I don't think. I forget what type of spider it actually is. I haven't looked into it. But there's a little spider, and he just sits there and makes his little web. And I kind of just, like, every once in a while, I kind of, like, come over and check on him. Make sure he's doing okay. But he's made this little, like, small, modest, beautiful little web right outside my front door. But the thing is, he's hanging on what is basically a wind chime. Because my dad came over and installed it, and what it's supposed to do is, there's a sheer drop from the end of the gutter, onto the ground. And the logic is that, there's like this wind chime-esque apparatus that you set up so that the water flows down through it and doesn't splat against the ground and start to like erode the asphalt or just like make a lot of splashing and noise. That's the theory. It doesn't really work. But it has served as a little post for the spider to affix to. Unfortunately, it is now raining and winding. Raining and being super windy, so I fear the spider might have to rebuild their web from scratch. I think the spider themselves will be okay, though. They still have that instinct. Damn it. Okay, my program crashed again. I just looked over and checked. Oh well, that's a problem for once I'm done recording. But besides that, I have great news! I have officially finished Act 5 of Homestuck, and with that, I think I am done with Homestuck for a while. I've been told by several people that this is my last chance to chicken out before I keep going and I deeply regret it, is how they phrased it. Like, this is the last stop to, like, if you want to leave without either feeling like you're missing something or having a bad taste in your mouth, this is, like, the perfect opportunity, is right at the end of Act 5. And I'm gonna be honest, the last leg of Act 5 was really, really, really good. Because usually when people talk about the end of Act 5, there is a specific animation called Cascade that they are usually referring to. And there's a reason for it. It's really, really, really good. It is, not only is it just an amazing bit of flash animation, it's also long. It's like something on the order of 13 to 14 minutes of pure flash animation, and because it's Homestuck, it's all in it's flash animation in 60 FPS, I'm pretty sure, which is like a whole new level of impressive. But even beyond that, the music was amazing, and also, more importantly, before that point, there was a set of conversations between basically all of the characters that were still alive. There was a couple of conversations between John and Vriska. There was a conversation between Jade and Karkat. There was conversations between Rose and Dave. And it was the best those respective characters' characterizations had ever been. Like, for all of them. Because the comic has kind of an issue with, like, it took them this long to get really, really good characterization, which I applaud them for reaching that point, but again, like, it took that long, and this is the end of the world. So it's like, we got one really good conversation out of each of the characters. And then the world explodes. And then Andrew Hussey goes, "Alright guys, I'm gonna go introduce a bunch of new characters again." It's like, why are you like this? Part of the reason why I have no real desire to go and read Act 6, even though I've heard the new characters are fun, he does drop a bunch of new characters in your lap after you've spent all that time. Like, it already took a while to get used to the trolls, because the trolls also, they kind of just drop you and they kind of just drop them in your lap, and hey, by the way, there's 12 new characters, have fun. You won't see Jade for like 500 pages while you're having to get used to the fact that the trolls are completely insufferable. But also sometimes not, sometimes they're chill, and it's in those moments where the true insanity lies, because you can almost see glimmers of characters that you want to see more often, and then it gets overridden by... Oh, this is Dream Wars, okay. It gets overridden by 8 layers of Karkat screaming at Karkat screaming at Karkat screaming at, Solix. There's a certain... How do I put this? It's like you can almost see yourself enjoying these characters, and then there will be another long conversation of just characters screaming at each other or being terrible people and doing terrible things. And that will just keep going. And then eventually there will reach a point where they will stop doing that, and also all the plot events are set in place, and also all these other things happen. But the problem is that all of those moments happen at the exact same time, and it's the bits that fall out of Doc Scratch's scrapbook right before the end of Act 5. And that also kind of feels like adding insult to injury, because there's the implication that you were not supposed to see those conversations because they all fall out of like omnipotent McJackass's scrapbook. While he's busy getting the shit kicked out of him by Andrew Hussey. Where is this, actually? I don't know if I've seen this one. So I'll leave bat points relatively frequently in case I need to warp back. But I don't think I recognize this one at all. I know the previous few were like classic areas. Okay, wait, I think I do know this. I know this like design. Okay, this is here. But yeah, all in all, I think I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed Homestuck. It took so long to get into it, and it took so long for the characters to really like self-actualize and reach a point where where their dialogue wasn't actively grating to read, that I don't know if I would recommend it, because it took a while. And there does come a point where you have to ask yourself whether it would be a better use of your time to just go read something else. And now to be clear, what I'm not saying is that you should be skipping acts. If you're gonna read it, you gotta read all of it. That's kind of the reason why I said that it was... That was my dilemma. It's like, skipping acts and skipping big chunks of the comic are kind of out of the question for me, because I feel like it kind of ruins the point. Because I'm totally fine with not enjoying something because it takes too long to get going. I'm also totally fine with something that sucks you in after a while. But it's like, I'm not coming to Homestuck to read the cliff notes. Like, if I'm coming to Homestuck with the reputation in mind that it is Homestuck and it is long. It is long and it is grating. But even with that in mind, I mean, I had fun. I had a lot of fun with that. Just, you know, caveats out of the way. So what's next, I guess? Next on my personal docket is The Wheel of Time, which I have much higher hopes for. Because I've heard the books are great. I've heard the Amazon show is actually fantastic. I went into the show with metered expectations, because the way that I heard it described was that I should I should watch the show first, because according to my friend, reading the books made her not want to go back and watch the show, which led me to believe that the show was kind of just whatever. But I was incorrect in that. The show is actually great. The show is really, really good. I love the way that magic looks in that show. It looks so nice. Because it's very much a light and darkness kind of world design. Oh my god, right, I could go to Garden Festival. Do I want to? Because this is Bleeding Mushroom Garden, I want to say. I think that's what these designs are. Yeah. Let's try going to Garden Festival again. Why not, right? This place is always a joy. I sincerely hope that the rain is not picking up on the mic. I didn't even notice this one before. That is really cute. Well, I'm glad. Something else, you might have noticed that I'm doing this kind of early because I work a 9 to 5, but this is probably gonna get recorded at this is probably gonna get uploaded at like 4:30 or something like that. I can never tell how long it takes for these things to finish processing. But yeah. I've kind of just been having my code work in the background, and I was sitting down, I got back from lunch, and I was like, okay, hang on a second, I could just leave. It's the weird situation that I'm in by, Oh, this is the connection, okay. It's the weird situation I end up in. Let me see what else is around here. I come here so rarely. And I'm not really in the mood to go to Bleeding Mushroom Garden today. And again, not to say it's bad. Whenever I say that, I am never implying that the area is bad. It's more just, the areas can be very maze-like, and I'm not really in the mood for that today. I want places that are a little smaller that I can kind of, like, amble around without fear that I'm walking in circles. Oh, this is a seaside town, isn't it? This is actual seaside town, and in stark contrast to fake seaside town, the cooler seaside town that I went to when we did Dream Factory. I'm still so happy with how Dream Factory went. The areas were super nice. I might want to do a follow-up at some point. Because, like I said, I have tons of ideas for fan games I could potentially play. They might be a little scuffed just because of the way that my recording setup is working out right now. But I've got some ideas for cool fan games I want to check out. Where does this lead? Is this Hainer Village again? I think that's exactly what this is. Okay. I'm fine not going to Hainer Village because I was just there. Oops. This area is cool. It's just a little labyrinthine. Anyway, what was I just saying? Suppose I'll give this place a break. Because it's not that labyrinthine, and once I make it down to the shore, it shouldn't be that bad. But yeah, I've been slowly breaking into my backlog again after God knows how long of saying, like, I'm gonna do it eventually, I'm gonna do it eventually, I'm gonna do it eventually. Eventually has now come. Oh my god. The way she cranes her neck, oh my god. That is really cute. So I've been playing Into the Breach, which is like good game. It's a legacy. Is it a stretch to call it a roguelike? I don't even know if I would call it a roguelike. It's kind of just a it's kind of just an arcade game in my eyes. It's one of those games that whenever I think of Bug Hunter from UFO 50. Oh. How did I end up back in here? I didn't even know this. I didn't know this even connected. Cool. I swear there's another teleport around here somewhere, because I swear this area connects with like warehouse or something. There's another like weird connection. I think it's like up on the higher layer. Let me give it one more sweep just in case there's something here besides this now. But yeah, Into the Breach, it's a arcade game, tactics. It's like low-key the grandfather of most indie tactics games. Oh, hard cut. Oh, this, okay, yeah, this is Warehouse. This is what I was thinking of. This place is randomly generated, I want to say. Oh! Please don't hurt me, or at least let me get a picture first. That's what RPG Maker is all about, baby. That's awesome. I can't, okay. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to take this off, I think, because of this. You're still following me? Go away. Ooh. Didn't expect this to be somewhere else. Okay, this is, I want to say this is Container Forest? Pretty sure this is Container Forest, on account of all the containers in the forest. Oh! That's very Amori. Are you also gonna do that? Yeah! Okay, I like that. Cool, very cool area. I feel like playing it through YNO kind of cheapened the experience a little bit. Because, I mean, it helped so much for, like, doing Ending 4 and, like, getting all the menu themes and stuff, but, like, there's something to be said about walking around where when you have no idea where you're going. Because I remember some of these areas. I don't remember all of them. Ooh, yeah, this is different. But yeah, Into the Breach has been fun. It's been really, really hard. It is, so far, it is harder than Mugenics and is not even close. I was kind of operating under the assumption that Mugenics would be, like, one of the hardest tactics games I could get my hands on, because, you know, it's Edmund McMillan, kind of comes with the territory, but the more I played it, the more I realized it was pretty forgiving. The fact that you could loot, the fact that cats could go down and all they would lose is like 1 in a random stat. Oh my god, right. The tree eater. It's this fella. This is such a this is such a funny screenshot, actually. All right, see ya. I would use a lantern, but I don't want to take this costume off. But come to find out, tactics games are damn hard, and this is coming from someone who hasn't even played, like, quote-unquote real tactics games. I still have never played a Fire Emblem. Never played a Fire Emblem, never played Advance Wars. Maybe I should at some point. I've always heard good things about the I've always heard good things about Advance Wars, and I've heard, like, mixed to good things about the Fire Emblems. Though part of the reason why I've heard mixed things about Fire Emblem is because New Fire Emblem is, like, low-key a completely different series, to my understanding. It's like there was a moment, I think it was Fates, that there was one that was like a, I don't think it directly was a gacha game, but I think it like paved the way for more gacha adjacent stuff. And like powerful warrior woman with big booba, and it's like, we're not playing the same game anymore. I forget the character's name, it's Camilla, I think. I've always heard her being referenced whenever people talk about like the newer era of Fire Emblem, for better and for worse. But yeah, I think I might call it here because this is the gutter, I think. No. The gutter is Kontetsu. Can I sit? Oh my god, I can sit over here. Great. Whoa. Alright, I think I'm good for now. I'm gonna go figure out why my code just crashed and then go do some other stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching, y'all.